Check out the link in description box below to win an iPhone 11.
We will get the numbers down. Boris Johnson pledges to reduce very high unskilled immigration. Boris Johnson insisted the Tories would reduce unskilled immigration into Britain today, as he said current rates were very high. The Prime Minister said he was a pro-immigration politician, but said that changes would be made if he won the election and went through with Brexit. His comments in a BBC interview came after hardline Home Secretary Priti Patel yesterday vowed to reduce numbers but declined to commit to arbitrary targets. Mr. Johnson also declined to put a target on immigration levels this morning, but said that the current rate was putting a strain on public services and holding down wages. These claims are disputed by Labour, which is fighting its own internal battle over immigration policy. Mr. Johnson told the BBC, "When it comes to unskilled immigration, people that don't have a job to come to, we will get the numbers down. And overall as a result it will be lower. I can't give you a figure, but it will be lower. If you'll forgive me, I'm not going to get into a numbers game." The Tories have abandoned a decade-old pledge to cut net migration to below 100,000 a year. But Ms. Patel yesterday said, "We will reduce immigration while being more open to the highly skilled people we need." When asked about NHS staff and immigration today, Mr. Johnson said that the Conservatives were introducing new fast-track visas for nurses, not just from other EU countries, but from across the world. The PM was asked by a caller to the BBC 5 Live phone-in if he felt any shame or responsibility for the state of the NHS. He said, "Of course I feel a massive sense of responsibility. I take responsibility for everything the government does, that's my job. Let's be in no doubt. I'm proud of everything the NHS does, and I'm acutely conscious we need more funding." Yesterday a senior Labour frontbencher admitted the party will extend freedom of movement rights if it wins the election, as a furious civil war broke out over its immigration policy. Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott made the admission on Twitter after a trade union kingpin had warned that such a plan could cost it seats in its working-class heartlands. Another shadow minister had earlier refused to say whether Labour would keep or scrap freedom of movement if it took power. Laura Pidcock, seen as a potential future party leader, branded immigration targets arbitrary and said concerns were a false flag, a deliberate attempt to deceive people. Unite leader Len McCluskey, a close ally of Jeremy Corbyn, had earlier said the party's official policy of keeping open borders was not a sensible approach. Ms. Abbott later hit back, saying, "The Labour Party is committed to maintaining and extending freedom of movement rights."
Check out the link in description box below to win an iPhone 11.